experience.
Twitter seems to be particularly horrible for this as the mechanics work. It really rewards in ways that I don't think anybody fully understands, that like taps into something about human psychology.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like, that's how you get engagement. That's how you get like followers. That's how you get what, like, you know, the dopamine hits or whatever. And like the people who I know that spend all day on Twitter, more of them are unhappy about it than happy.
Oh, yeah. They're the most unhappy. I mean, there's quite a few people that I follow that I only follow because they're crazy. And then I'll go and check in on them and see what the fuck they're tweeting about. And some of them are on there 8-10 hours a day. I'll see tweets all day long. And I know that person cannot be happy.
They are unhappy and they cannot stop.
You can't stop. And it seems like it's their life. And they get meaning out of it in terms of reinforcement. You know,
they get short-term meaning out of it. I think maybe each day you go to bed feeling like you accomplished something and got your dopamine, and at the end of each decade, you probably are like, where'd that decade go?
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine who was having a real problem with it. And he's saying he would be literally walking down the street and he'd have to check his phone to see who's replying, and he wasn't even looking where he was walking. He was just like caught up in the anxiety of these exchanges.
And it's not because of the nice things people say.
No. It's all. And with him, he was recognizing that, you know, he was dunking on people and then seeing people respond to the dunking. And I stopped doing that a long time ago. I stopped interacting with people on Twitter in a negative way. I just won't do it.
Yeah.
Even if I disagree with someone, I'll say something as peacefully as possible.
I have like more of an internet troll streak than I would like to admit. And so I try to just like not give myself too much temptation, but I slip up sometimes.
Yeah. It's so tempting.
Totally.
It's so tempting and it's fun. It's fun to just say something shitty.
I mean, again, whatever this biological system we were talking about earlier, that gets a positive reward.
Well,
in the moment.
There's there's reactions. You say something outrageous and someone's going to react, and that reaction is like energy, and there's all these other human beings engaging with your idea. But ultimately, it's just not productive for most people, and it's psychologically, it's just fraught with peril. There's just so much going on. I don't know anybody who engages all day long that's happy.
Certainly not. I don't, like, I mean, I think I've watched it, like, destroy is too strong of a word, but, like, knock off track the careers or lives or happiness or human relationships of people that are like good, smart, conscientious people.
Yeah.
That just like couldn't fight this demon because it like hacked their.
And COVID really accentuated that because people were alone and isolated, and that made it even worse because then they felt even better saying shitty things to people.
If I'm unhappy, I'm going to say even worse things about you.
And then there was the psychological aspect of it, like the angst that came from being socially isolated and terrified about this invisible disease that's going to kill us all. And, you know, so you have this like, and then you're interacting with people on Twitter, and then you're caught up in that anxiety, and you're doing it all day. And I know quite a few people, especially comedians, that really lost their minds and lost the respect of their peers by doing that.
I have a lot of sympathy for people who lost their minds during COVID because what a unnatural thing for us all to go through, and the isolation was just brutal. But a lot of people did,